And let me start with you, Adriana. A lot of news out today, and of course, we've got this town hall later on tonight. We heard one of these, the guy that Jeff Flock just interviewed, he says he's going to support Cruz, but he would support any nominee, and he said that he hopes that we can all come together. Do you think that sentiment eventually will evolve? Because right now what's happening is utter destruction.
You're right. I mean, the party is really divided right now, and I think we can thank some of that division from the establishment elites like Mitt Romney, who decided to intervene themselves and basically make it public that he wanted to sabotage the front-runner's chances of becoming the nominee, which is Donald Trump. But eventually, once everything settles, the dust settles, and the party does pick a nominee, the party has no choice but to unify. If they don't, then they're going to hand the White House to the Democrats for another 4 years. So basically, I think we're very divided now, but eventually, you know, by the time the Cleveland comes, we'll have to circle the wagons and unify as a party. We have no choice.
Adriana, what do you make of the news today with Corey Lewandowski? Of course, Donald Trump vigorously defending him, but the Jupiter police and, of course, prosecutors there deem enough was done to level these charges.
Well, first of all, I can say I've seen more pushing and shoving at a shoe sale in a department store all across America. I mean, come on. I think this has really been overblown. I watched the video. It looks as though Corey Lewandowski is just trying to corral traffic and reporters away from Donald Trump because he's leaving. It's not like he punched her. I mean, they're really
Hold on 1 second, Adriana,
what is happening here.
We want to take the guy that you're rooting for, Donald Trump. He is approaching the stage now in Janesville, Wisconsin. Steve, before Donald Trump speaks, you're a law enforcement guy. It didn't look like a serious. Hold on, never mind.
I feel so badly.
Okay. Trump's got the mic.
Outside, we have 5,000 people, and they can't get in. I feel badly. I want to apologize. We have speakers outside, but I want to apologize. Who would have thought? We have over 5,000 people cannot get in, so. Now, does anybody want to leave and give you a place to somebody outside? No. I had a feeling you might be saying that. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be with you. It's very important. You know, we're doing really well. Millions of votes ahead of Cruz. Millions. You know, I get a kick. I call him Lion Ted. Lion Ted Cruz. He stands up. And I win, as you know, you've seen it. I have been winning all of the evangelical vote. But he stands up, Bible high, puts it down, and then he lies. You know, it's like an amazing, it's amazing to watch it. But he said, yeah, I'm the only one that can beat Donald Trump. I've done it time after time. And I said, wait a minute, I've won like most of the states. I think he had 5 or 6, and I had 20 or 22, right? And I said, I can't believe it. Then I have millions of votes more. He says, I'm the only one that can outvote him. And I'm saying, but I have like millions of votes more. I'll tell you something so important. There is something happening. It's like a movement. It's incredible. It's a movement, and we're part of the movement. It's not me. I'm a messenger, to be honest. I'm a messenger. And this is something that's so special and so amazing. And it's on the cover of Time magazine. It's on the cover of every newspaper. It's something that has maybe never happened. And they're saying it's a phenomena. Sometimes they say I'm a phenomena. I'm not. The message is what we want. We want jobs. We want jobs. We want trade deals that are smart deals, not stupid deals. And you know, Wisconsin, I wrote down some notes. And look, I thought I had a day here. You know, it's one of those things. So look, I wrote down some notes, and it's like devastating. So Walker came out today. I wrote down notes about Wisconsin. Look, he certainly can't endorse me after what I did to him in the race, right? But look at this. By the summer of 2015, Wisconsin was facing a $2.2 billion two-year budget deficit. That's terrible. By the way, these are out of books, right? This isn't Trump. This is out of books. Total state debt is $45 billion. Now, maybe somebody's going to tell me that's wrong, but again, these are $45 billion, very high, one of the higher ones. 20,000 fewer people in labor force in Wisconsin than 7 years ago, even though population has grown by 100,000. So your population is higher, And now I wouldn't have done this, but when he endorsed Cruz, what am I going to do? Am I going to say he's doing a great job? He's not doing a great job. You know, he comes in his motorcycle jacket, a big Harley. I love Harleys, right? But the motorcycle guys like Trump. They really like Trump. And he doesn't look like a motorcycle guy to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Unemployment rate, well, they say, that can't be possible. Unemployment rate, they have down 20%. That can't be possible.
All right.
What?
Well, the unemployment rate apparently in February was 4.6% for Wisconsin. But let's go out to Blake Berman, who is, do we have Blake? We just lost Blake, but I want to bring in a panel now and go back to you, Steve. Pick up what we were talking about, these charges against Corey Lewandowski. You look at the video over and over again. Now, the law reads a certain way. If someone is touched against their will, apparently that is committing a crime. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, Charles, first of all, I've seen, I mean, there's been more video footage and instant replay footage of this than any NFL game I've ever seen.
Right, but as a law enforcement person, someone who upholds the integrity of the law, if you were the arresting officer or the investigating officer in this, what would your conclusion have been?
I would not have charged him. I would not have arrested him. Look, you've got to look at the totality of circumstances surrounding the incident. And it's very clear to me, and Adriana said it earlier, is that, look, there's been more shoving and pushing in department stores. You're in a situation where there's going to be shoving, there's going to be pushing. And by the way, Charles, I looked at that video 4 or 5 times. I tried to find where she was shoved to the ground. I tried to find aggressiveness on his part.
I think if she was shoved to the ground, it would have been a different charge. But this particular charge is more or less, from what I understand as a layman, that she said it was unwanted. Someone grabbed her, put their hands on her against her will, and forcibly moved her.
Intent is very important.
Sure, and that's what's going to have to be proven in a court of law.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You know, basic, simple battery is this: the use of force against another resulting in harmful, offensive, or sexual contact. So it is the use of force that is harmful or offensive. And you're right, it has to be the context of the entire environment, not just a videotape, which most of us are watching, the witnesses, the nature of the injury, which of course is a handprint. And look, we've all been jostled in New York. I've never been left with the bruise of a man's hand on my body. If I was, I too would go to the police. So clearly prosecutors have to deal with this. This is going to have to be adjudicated. This is the appropriate thing to have happen. Mr. Lewandowski also has faced a misdemeanor charge in the late 90s of bringing a gun onto the Capitol grounds.
But that's completely unrelated.
But
irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. But it is also the nature of other complaints about his behavior. All of these things now will be discussed,
right,
and people are going to have to decide if that's the kind of character
But the key in the law is
that
harmful
matters.
intent.
Okay, Adriana, before we go to break, how much of an impact do you think this will have on the campaign?
Well, I think obviously his opponents are going to use it against him. They're going to say, oh, the war on women kind of thing. But look, she touched him. It's been reported that Michelle Fields, the reporter, touched Donald Trump. So Donald Trump said today, is he supposed to press charges against her because she put her hands on him, unwarranted, unwelcome? So it'll be left to the judge to balance those two things.
Well, listen, more than likely this is going to happen, although I did speak to lawyers earlier, said maybe something will be settled before court. Donald Trump wants Corey Lewandowski to take it all the way through, and he professes he'll stand next to him, and he really is pretty adamant about that. In the meantime, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker has endorsed Ted Cruz for president. We're going to be monitoring a lot of events out of Wisconsin, including a growing protest. There's already 300 people at Janesville, and later on, a lot of them say they're going to go up to Milwaukee. So it could be a really crazy night, inside and outside. A big night for the Republicans, a big night in Wisconsin. Please stay right there.